I have got not the first iPhone technically. This is the iPhone 3GS. The closest thing I can get to the first iPhone that actually turns on. So, this is the iPhone 3GS. I've just charged it up. It should turn on. Here we go. According to this, it's currently 18 minutes past 12 in the morning. Okay, and it's Saturday the 1st of January. I can tell you now I can tell you now, recording this, it's not Saturday the 1st of January. I have no clue what the code is for this. I haven't used it. I haven't used it myself either. This is someone else's, I know, and I don't know if they know the passcode. You never know. But I'm going to open this and I'm going to attempt to put the passcode in. So I'm going to show you here. I'm going to put in 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god! Jesus! What was that? I thought it was going to explode. Ugh. Wow. Okay, it's now disabled after... Wow, Apple security used to be so much better. After one password fail, it would completely turn off. I remember how it used to slide. That used to be cool. Seemed to have like a... I don't know what that is. It's like a pool ball or something. I don't know. So, on the side here, we've got the audio buttons, which should turn up. Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember this now. So, there used to be a really big delay when trying to turn on when pressing the home button. So, you'd press, and it would turn on after about a few seconds. But if you would press here... Oh, does the same. Anyway, so there's a slight delay with turning on the phone, and there's a slider down the bottom here. And also, like when you get a new phone, it has a slide for emergency in loads of different languages. So that's that. And we've got audio buttons here, and they're all one kind of bigger button. So I've got the iPhone 5S here, and if you can see, every phone up to the 4S, I think, had these big one button things. So this is the phone before the 4S. And with this phone, every phone from the 4S to modern day now has just two separate buttons. But on the iPad, which I'm using to record right now, it has two separate buttons, but they're the same size as the home button. I mean, the standby button. So we can also tell the difference in the original home button, which had the dimple in the middle, and that was printed under the plastic used for the home button. So it looks kind of like it's integrated into the phone, but actually it's printed under the plastic. The home buttons used to just be a piece of transparent plastic put over a tiny little dimple touch sensor. So that's cool. On the back we've got iPhone. The iPhone logo. Here's on the back. It still says iPhone on here, just in slightly bolder text. On the iPhone, it tells you how much gigabytes you're going to get in terms of storage straight away on the back. So that's cool. I've then got on the back of here. We've got wrong way. So we've got just the one camera there. We've still just got the one camera, but it's slightly bigger. And this one here has the light, because the iPhone 4 and over again have the light. So, got the Apple logo there. It just says designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. New story, they're now going to start assembling them in India as well. So you may get different phones that are assembled in China and India. That's new. I'm going to turn it on. It's still disabled. Connect to iTunes. So you still have to connect to iTunes for your account. You didn't get to have another account. Here's where it gets interesting. You've got the silencer here and silencer here. For the duration of the video, I'm going to be comparing it to the iPhone 5S, and you can already see in size difference here as well. But yeah, in terms of the silencer, we've got kind of a more wider spread silencer and not as thick. So more discreet, and here we've got, it looks like a button, but it was a lot easier to slide. Oh my, does it do that when you silence it? Jeez. Okay, so that's new. When you silence the phone, sorry I'm rubbing my eyes, it is quite late. It's not, well, it said on here it was 18 o'clock, but no, not 8 o'clock, 18 o'clock. It said on here that it was like 12 in the morning, but it's not 12 in the morning. I can't even remember what time it is, but, so anyway, oh my god. So we've got the standard home screen again. I've already talked about this. So the silencer sound as it was is the same sound you get for if you're on silent and you put in the wrong code. So the silencer, I don't know if this just the wear and tear that's been on this phone. It's been in a box for a while. But yeah, it's been in a box for a while, so I don't know if the sound quality has gone down. I can't show you the sound quality, but that is strange. I'm gonna try to play it again. Ooh, it makes the vibration is really faint, but like the phones nowadays, you've got the rounded edges on the iPhone, and this is very thick, but you've got the rounded edges. This is the iPhone 3G, yeah, so it should have the rounded edge. This is the iPhone 5S, and yet again from the iPhone 4S and onwards, from the iPhone 4S to SE, I think it was, we've had it straight on the sides, and on the iPhone 6 we've started to have it rounded again, but a lot less thick because they want to maintain the thickness of this, like. And on the brand new iPad Pro 20, well, I don't know, it's not 2018 because most of the iPad Pros, the flagship ones anyway, came out this year. But on the brand new iPad Pro, they've reverted back to the straight sides. I don't know if they're going to do that on the iPhone 11, which hasn't yet been announced, but they could do that maybe at the next keynote. But anyway, back to the iPhone 3GS. I'm still quite concerned about why it makes that noise. Well, it does sound like it's about to explode when it does that. But back to the port. Not back to the port, I haven't even discussed the port. Every iPhone uses Lightning to USB ports, and every iPhone from the first iPhone, yes again, to the iPhone 4S, uses the 30-point port, and the thickness of this is, well, it's like almost, it's more than 3 times the size of the Lightning to USB port. Back to the brand new iPad Pro, they use Lightning to USB-C, which is very interesting. I don't know if they're going to do that on the iPhone 11 yet again. I should probably make an iPhone 11 speculation video, maybe that'll come out soon. But on the iPhone 11 they could resort to USB to USB Type-C, because every other phone does that. And I've got the portable charger from last episode on here, and we've got USB and micro USB. The micro USB is used on a few phones. I know it is used on the Kindle Fire tablet, and that Amazon hasn't brought out a phone yet. They're yet to bring out a phone because they probably will. The speakers, we've got relatively big speakers. They're not as big as you think them to be, because the screws, they're big. Damn, the screws. I don't know if you can see there, but we've got a screw here and a screw here. Whereas on here, you can barely see the screws. They're kind of there and there. And the speakers, because of the size of the screw and the size of the 30-point cable connector, the speakers are minuscule. They're smaller than the smallest speaker on the side where the headphone jack is, which is always the smallest speaker. Jeez. That's where it went. So the headphone jack, you notice, they couldn't fit it on here because of the size of the 30-point and the screws, and they made they would have to take away one of the speakers, and that would make it probably the worst speaker on a phone ever. So they had the headphone jack on the top, which I do admit that would have been quite handy. So if you're listening to music, you've got the earpods coming out of here and going into your head, whereas usually it would come out at the bottom, so you could have shorter earpods, which means they take up less space, and so on and so forth. But on the iPhone 4, it also does that due to lack of room because of the 30-point port, the screws, etc, etc. I think that's it for the iPhone 3GS. That's all we have for today, but I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're looking to pick up an iPhone 3GS, this is not from an Apple store, it's from a friend. If you're looking to pick up an iPhone 3GS, maybe it's still disabled. The security on this is amazing. But if you're looking to pick up an iPhone 3GS, I recommend trying to get it off of a second-hand third-party seller website such as eBay or Shpock. Shpock, do you have that in America? I don't know, we have it here in the UK. But if you want to try, use that. Just one more point before I go. If you can see the screen here, it's not a very black. If I show you here, it's very hard to make a distinct line between the screen and the bezels. Where on here, it's sort of a slightly darker tone to a Game Boy screen, which is actually quite poor for a screen back then. Anyway, I'll talk about maybe that in another video. I'll probably have an iPhone 11 speculation video coming out soon. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to go follow me on Twitch. I'm going to have a stream out soon. Other than that, have a nice week.